Welcome to my YouTube automotive channel. I'm in a car sales business, and for today I have a 2012 Ford Explorer Limited, which I just picked up from the car auction. In this video I will try to show you absolutely everything from the purchase date, how much I paid for the vehicle, what were the declarations and problems with it, how much I spent to fix the mechanical part, the body, detailing, and how much I made on it in the end. Now, this SUV had a quite interesting story. I buy all of my vehicles from dealer or private car auctions. This one came from a dealer auction and had no declarations from the seller, the franchise dealer, but it was sold as is. And as is pretty much means if the vehicle can move under its own power, then it's not arbitratable. So that means if you start the vehicle and move it for 20-30 feet, that means the car moves and you can't do anything, even if there is a big problem with the engine or the transmission. And that sometimes it's not too good, but on this one I took the risk because I know these kind of vehicles sell very good. This one has only like 160,000 kilometers, so that's around 100,000 miles, and I paid it $9,200, so that's without the buyer fees and things like that. So my paying price was 92 plus buyer fee, which was around $350, plus the vehicle history report, which is $50, so that's like 96 now, plus taxes, so that's just over $10,000 as is. And the vehicle was located around 500 miles from my location, so I still had to pay for the transport. Now, usually for these closer destinations I have a company, couple of guys actually, who drive the vehicle back to me. That way I save some money on the transport. So for these vehicles the guys went out to pick it up, and they called me that the vehicle doesn't drive over 20 kilometers per hour and they cannot drive it. And that was quite a big problem because nothing was declared. At that point I had no idea what's happening. Is it the transmission problem, engine problem? I had absolutely no idea. So I started the arbitration on this unit, and luckily the auction, the seller covered the tow service to my location. And now the vehicle came, and now I'll have to take it through the shop and see what's going on. I was pretty sure once the vehicle comes it's gonna have like a major transmission problem. It's gonna be stuck in a first or second gear, or maybe be stuck in a limp mode. But so far the engine runs perfectly fine, and I tried to drive the vehicle up and down the street. It shifts fine, but it's very loose in the rear end. So loose that it's unsafe to drive, and that's what probably those guys who were supposed to drive it meant. So my guess is it just needs a bunch of suspension work and a wheel alignment, and then we'll see how it goes. I will continue this video. I'm taking this car to a mechanical shop now, and then we will see what it needs. I have to certify it, and then I'll go from there and I will continue this video. Okay, so now I have the car back from the mechanical shop. It's pretty close to me, the certification station. They check pretty much everything from engine, transmission, brakes, suspension. Now, suspension wise, both front end and rear end will need quite a bit of work. Front end needs both lower control arms, so that's gonna be around $150 per control arm, and it's gonna be 2 hours labor I think per side, so that's around 4 hours. It's gonna need rear trailing arms, it's gonna need rear upper bushings, control arm bushings, it's gonna need front sway bar links as well, so bunch of suspension work, and it's gonna need alignment after all that. So basically they said it's completely out of alignment. Somebody was doing some work prior to it, and they didn't do the alignment, and everything is completely out. The rear toe is completely messed up, so hopefully we'll be able to do the alignment, and I'll have to get those upper trailing arms, actually lateral arms, which are adjustable. Mechanical inspection cost me $300, and the mechanical work with all the suspension and labor with my guys to fix it. Actually, I'm using a bunch of third-party shops to work on my vehicles. I pay them for the labor and I supply the parts. So altogether, mechanically, it's gonna be around $1,000 to get this vehicle ready for the inspection. So that's parts plus labor, and then I still have wheel alignment, which is gonna be around $150. Now there is one other thing which they noticed. The transfer case is leaking quite badly, and that also might be the reason that the guys that were supposed to do the transport said they cannot drive it on a highway. Now I can't test it before I do all the suspension work, then do the wheel alignment, and then I'll have to take it for a test drive and see if the vehicle shifts and if it even drives at higher speeds. Worst case scenario, I'll have to replace transfer case, which is gonna, I can find the used one maybe for $800, and labor wise it's only a couple of hours. Or other option, if transfer case is good, I'll just have to replace probably a couple of seals between transmission transfer case, and that's gonna be just a couple of hours of labor and a couple of seals, which are quite cheap. Now I'm not sure if I mentioned on the beginning of this video, but I get every vehicle I sell to pretty much mint condition, both mechanically and body wise, and that's why I always ask higher price than the average for this vehicle, because my vehicle is mint. Now body wise, I'm gonna show you what has to be done. Now the front hood has a bunch of these paint chips, right? Now the problem with this is some guys would maybe try just to touch up paint it, but that's not gonna look nice because it's all over the car. Even on the other side there is a quite nasty paint chip. Some guys might even try to install some kind of a bug deflector. Like I said, I'm gonna ask for this car around $18,000-$19,000 probably once it's done, so I'll have to most likely repaint the whole front hood to be good and nice and to blend it in. I have a guys who do this for me quite affordably, so that's gonna be around $400. Now front bumper is kind of peeling as well here around the parking sensors on both sides. This is gonna be, this is only actually the parking sensor part peeling off, so that's what we'll do here. Just pull out the parking sensors and repaint them. That's gonna be like $50, nothing too much. Then we have what I noticed, this plastic piece right here on the driver door is cracked. I'll have to replace that. This is the piece where you enter that door code, so that's gonna be, I don't know, I have to find a new piece for this use. Probably I'm gonna say $150 or $200 for that. And then we have the trunk, the lift gate actually, which is completely rusted in the bottom. So what will have to happen here, this will have to be fixed. This is quite often on lots of vehicles, and I know this is gonna cost me around $350 to have it done professionally. So I'm not sure if they will have to repaint the whole trunk, but I know they'll have to fix the bottom, the inner edge as well, and this part as well. It's not rusted through, it's just surface rust which went a bit too far. And body wise, I think that's gonna be it. Okay, now the interior, it's quite nasty. It's very dirty. I'm gonna show you. And this seat cover is kind of yeah, I don't know, I think it's just got off. That's not gonna be too expensive to fix, but the car is quite dirty. But other than that, I don't see actually any damage to the interior, so I'm gonna say it's gonna cost me around $200 to have it professionally detailed, and this car is gonna look like a brand new car. I can tell you, like, mechanically, I like how the engine sounds. So far I didn't notice any major issues other which I mentioned. The biggest problem is possible transfer case issue, but like I said, once I have the wheel alignment done and all the suspension work done, then I'll take it for a test drive, and then we'll see if we'll just have to fix the leaks or replace the complete transfer case. Okay, now this is the first time I'm doing this kind of a video, so it's let's say a project video. This is the part 1, so I showed you everything that's happening with the car. I'm gonna break down also how much I've put into it, how much I'm currently in it, and then I will record part 2 once I have more information, and once I know exactly how much I spent to fix this vehicle. And then in the end, once it's ready for sale, and I'm gonna do a part 3 video probably once the vehicle is mint, nice, clean, and then once I sell it, I will let you know how much I made on it. But I'm counting to make around $3,000 on it if somebody pays in cash. If somebody wants to finance it, then I'm gonna make a bit more, because we always get bonuses from banks if we are able to finance something. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my YouTube automotive channel. I will try to do as many videos as possible and record part 2 for this video as soon as I have more info.